Hi, I'm Anh-Linh Ngo. I'm editor-in-chief of the magazine Plus from Berlin, and this year we co-curated the German pavilion together with two young architecture officers. One is Summa Kumfemme from Leipzig and the other one is Büro Juliane Greb from Ghent. And together we develop a concept which addresses the resources problem, the material cycles of the Biennale. And the starting point of the process was to rethink how we intervene and produce things in Venice and what kind of damages we also create, not only solutions. So the first thing we did was to collaborate with almost 40 different pavilions and exhibitions in order to take over their leftover materials, their waste and rubbish, which normally would be just disposed in the surrounding of Venice. And we collected quite a huge amount of material, which we use then in order to do architectural interventions in the German pavilion, which is a building remodeled in 1938 by the Nazis, according to a certain architectural ideology. And we wanted to break it in a way that we would like to make it more accessible, more democratic, more inclusive, not on a stylistic way, but in a structural and functional way. So we built with the collected material, for example, with sandbags from the Ukrainian installations from last year, the ramp on which we are standing and the new platform which serves as a new public space. And we also built in a depot, a material storage of all the material we collected, which has been cleaned and inventoried and archived. And also archived in a digital twin, because we wanted to make the material available again. It should be redistributed throughout the city. And what we also did was to build in a workshop in which everything has been built and produced. So everything was built and produced on site. And this will be also the heart of the programming of the German pavilion for this year. So during 6 months, the runtime of the Biennale until the end of November, we will have weekly workshops with different universities inside the workshop where students prepare maintenance work for different sites in Venice and will go out into the city to do repair work. With this, we wanted to overcome the boundaries of the art and architectural communities and intervene into the everyday life of the city of Venice, which is suffering from these kind of big events because of gentrification, of rising rents. Nobody can afford to live in Venice anymore. But in the same time, we have thousands of public flats and housing units standing empty and decaying. So there are many people who are squatting these empty structures, and by squatting, they're also maintaining the structures and using them. And this is maybe the key to our concept. To say that we need to rethink the architecture production, not in this kind of scrap and rebuild and always building new things, but we have to rethink the architecture practice as a repair work in the structures which already exist. And so maybe that is one of the main points of our project. And what we would like to achieve during the 6 months is that younger practitioners see that you can do architecture with this kind of scrap material. And so the question of design is very important for us. we didn't want to stress only the idea of the do-it-yourself aesthetic, which you already have since at least the 60s, but we wanted to underline that architects and designers are still needed for the problems we are facing today in terms of the resource crisis and also the climate crisis. And so the most important point would be more or less also an infrastructural remain of our project, which is, for example, the digital twin, the software we developed together with Concular for the storage of the materials. And we hope that the Biennale as an institution will see that it could work. It could reuse all the tons, hundreds of tons of material being used on site each year, and making it available for the next coming iterations of the Biennale, and maybe reusing our software in order to make available all these materials. We hope that this would give a kind of rethinking process for the Biennale as an institution in itself.